Hello, 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 everyone. Today is a special day. I am super excited. Once again, we have yet another book launch today. This one is really special. It's different than some of the other books that I've done, but we are super excited to be here with Vanya Legall and the release of her brand new book that's launching today. It'll be available through her website and it'll also be available on Amazon later today. So we're super excited. I'm just here. I'm going to bring her on in a moment. But before I do, I just want you, if you're viewing this, I want you to share it. I want you to invite some people to come and view this live and support this amazing young lady who has an amazing story. And you can only learn the story if you go and buy the book. Because we're not going to give away everything today because we want you to go and buy the book. But I just really have enjoyed working with her, and I'm not going to talk so much. She's going to do some talking today, so we're just going to do just a quick, candid interview to learn a little more about her, so you could put a face to the name when you go out to purchase the book. I want you again to share this, invite a friend. I know many of you are probably on your lunch break. You can munch and have lunch with us while we stream live. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring her on. Again, Vanya Legall, here she is, the brand new author as of today. Welcome.
Hello. And I feel like at
Hey.
this point it's supposed to be like cheers, like ah.
I know,
Hello.
right? How do you feel?
I'm excited.
Good.
It's a little bit nervous, but mostly excited. I am happy to finally be able to like share it with the world. We've been working on this for months. So for it to be like today to be here, it's also surreal.
Absolutely. And I heard you just got something in the mail as well.
Yes. I got my proof in the mail. It literally came like 15 minutes ago. So this is the first time I'm seeing the book in person, which is
Mhm.
exciting.
Yes, so exciting, so exciting. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So as you said, my name is Vanya Legall. I'm a 27-year-old Guyanese American. I'm still figuring out how I identify myself: Guyanese American, Caribbean American, West Indian American, or all of the above. I am I live in Northern Maryland. I am a lawyer, and I have always wanted to be a lawyer from the time I was 7 or 8 years old. And I do talk about that in the book. That's what I do every day. For me, it's not a job; it's a calling. It's something that I'm passionate about and happy about. So I love what I do, and I also do things. I am also passionate about self care. Specifically, I love dancing a lot. So I am. I have two sisters.
Hmm.
I am the middle sister, and yeah, I have a great family, a great partner, and yeah.
Shout your partner out. Let's get that out of the way right now.
So the name of my husband is Keith Edward Watson Jr. We live in Maryland together, and we've been together for since December 2018. And
Awesome.
he's one of my biggest supporters, cheerleaders, and really supportive of everything that I do, whether it's with school, finals, the bar exam, my career endeavors, and all my fun random projects. And he listens to all my pitches, whether they come true or not. So,
Absolutely. Awesome. Shout out to him, and his support is often our parents and our spouses that are our biggest supporters and biggest cheerleaders. So
yes,
we definitely wanted to make sure that we got his shout out in. And I know that he's probably super proud of you as
definitely.
well.
He's filming me right now as
Good job, sir. Good
I'm.
job. Way to support the wife. Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about the book. Like, how did it kind of come about? Tell us, but don't give away too much though.
Yes.
But just tell us a little bit.
I, well, okay, I'll say this. I always knew I would write a book. or write books.
Hmm.
When I always thought that it'll be somewhere in the future when I did a little bit more living. And so I had ideas about what it would be about. I definitely wanted to share my story. Not that I think that I have like the best story in the world or anything, but I do think that I have learned a lot throughout my 27 years of life that may be able to benefit help someone else. And I do have conversations with my mentees, which is like a weird word. My brothers, my little brothers and sisters, as I prefer to call them. Um, and I think they're blessed by it. And I just thought that by writing a book, I may be able to reach a lot more people. Um, there's a lot of groups that I identify with, and I believe that people from all of those groups will be able to glean something from my story. And why now? Honestly, someone just kind of suggested, well, you have a lot to share. Why not write a book now? And I was like, because I'm too young. And they're like, well, you could always write a part two later. And after that, I journal a lot. It's one of my most favorite hobbies, is the way that I take care of my mental health. And a lot of the book is are things that I journaled about for the last 10 years. And just kind of like an analysis, my analysis of those things, or like a reflection of those different issues and things that I faced throughout life. I would say that it's things that I faced throughout the last 10 years. It is PG. It's probably E for everyone. So nothing crazy, but I do share I do share
Absolutely.
things that I think will be able to benefit people.
Absolutely. So what is the kind of the premise of the book? Share that with us. Like what is, if I said, well, what is the book about?
Yeah,
And let me just share this banner really quickly, because I think it's
absolutely.
pretty awesome and people can get to see um, the name of the book. Tell us the name of the book.
It is Legall to Legal, a Guyanese girl who becomes an American lawyer. If I get a cent for every time someone told me, you have the perfect last name for your career, and all my shout out to all my colleagues because they've told me this and they've heard people say it multiple times, I would probably be a millionaire by now.
Absolutely.
And it's not something I really thought about because I do have a second cousin that is an attorney in Guyana, but she's 2 years older than me. So before that, I don't know of any attorneys in my family.
Mhm.
So it's not like there's a bunch of Legalls running out there that are lawyers. We could change that, but not yet, not yet. So it's definitely something that is hilarious.
Absolutely. I thought the name of the book was so unique. And I
Yes.
was like, yeah, that's great, because I just was like, it's just so, I never would have thought of it.
Yeah.
And I think
It took a bit.
I think it just worked out perfectly. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. So the book is live on Amazon. You can
Yay.
go over to Amazon. You can either search the name of the book, you can search her name, or you can follow the handy dandy link that I just placed in the comments if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube. It's there in the comments, the direct link. All you have to do is click on it, and it'll take you directly over to purchase from Amazon and grab a copy as well. If you want a signed copy, you would have to go to her website, which is also in the comments. But if you want to get your Amazon copy, probably within the next 3 to 5 days, go and grab a copy from Amazon right now, so you can start reading this amazing story. Um, who is the book for? Like if I would say, if you would describe your ideal reader, who
Hmm.
is the book for?
Well, I would start by saying I don't think I answered your question about what is the book like. What does the book
Oh,
cover? The
yes, yes, yes,
topics.
yes.
So the book starts with on June 16, 2012, when I touched down at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York. It was with me, my mom, and my younger sister, and that's where the book starts. And the book ends when like the final story was about me passing the bar and being sworn in on June 15th, 2021, which, by the way, yesterday marked a year since I've been an attorney. Um, and so throughout the book, I talk about the different things that I went through within the last 10 years. So migration, and not just like the physical things of it, but like the different things I went through emotionally and mentally throughout that journey. Honestly, things that I haven't really read about or heard anyone else talk about. Usually, people would kind of talk about, this is what happened, this is what didn't happen. Well, I missed my family, but then I went on to do this and that. But I really spent a lot of time with different emotions that I went through throughout migration, like missing my friends, missing my family, being excited about starting a new life in a new country at 17 years old, but then also after waiting like 12 years to get my permanent residence in the mail, I just didn't want to come to America anymore. So I went through all of that and then thinking about now I have to make new friends, or I thought that I wouldn't be close to my friends anymore from back home. And I'm happily surprised that most of my friends, or all my friends, the people that I was friends with before, we're still really close and probably even closer. So, and I also talked about the process of being a first generation college student, going to community college, what that journey was like. Um, and then being a first generation law student, the LSAT,
Mhm.
how I learned that I needed to do the LSAT from Googling, what do I need to do to go to law school, because I did not know.
Mhm.
And just going through that entire process. So I talk about all those things, not just it happening, but how it affected me. And I think people could really benefit from that. When it comes to the
Absolutely.
bar exam, I took the bar exam twice.
Mhm.
And the first time I failed. And I remembered, I don't know if I could talk about it. I remember reading Michelle Obama's book. I'm not going to quote her or anything, but I do remember the one part where she talked about failing the bar the first time. And it just said, I failed the bar. And a lot of that affected me in different ways. First, I read that in my second year of law school. So, like, okay, if Queen Michelle Obama could fail the bar and she is who she is today,
Mhm.
I'll be fine even if I did fail the bar. But then when I did fail the bar, um, and then I also talk about taking the bar during the pandemic. So that's a whole other journey. Um, I wished that she had went into more detail about the emotions she went through, um, the process, like how did she study differently. I wish she went into that in a little bit more detail, or in any detail, so that I could use that as like a guide. Not saying that I should be directed by a human, but she's definitely one of my greatest inspirations. And not saying, I hope that someone could read my story and benefit from it. Like, have the conversation about failing the bar. Because a lot of times people don't come out and say that they failed the bar. You just see 3 years, 4 years after I'm graduating, I'm posting, I passed the bar after like 5 times or whatever it is. And I just feel bad in those situations because a lot of times people felt like they didn't have anyone they could reach out to, or they didn't have anyone they could reach out to. And hopefully my book could be that guide or the conversation that they wish they could have with a friend, but with me, with pages. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with everything that you just said. And like reading your story was like so eye-opening for me
Hmm.
because you don't really, for me as an American, born and bred here. Now I've traveled abroad before
Hmm.
to many places and experienced different cultures and stuff like that. But I've never transitioned or lived or had to come from one country to another. Um, and like you said, it's not just the physical migration. It's a mental migration. It's an emotional migration. All of these things that you have to experience. And like your book was really eye opening for me.
Hmm.
Just to read about it and to be like, oh, I never considered that. And wow, I never even thought about that. And it's funny because I went to an international school, so I actually have a lot of friends who um, are from other countries.
Hmm.
And we always talk about food.
Yes.
We always talk about entertainment and the
Yep.
differences there. And I end up asking questions like, do you listen to this or do you listen to that? And it's like, yeah, we know who that is, that
Yeah.
type of thing. And then we always talk about family, like family structure and discipline and stuff like that. But some of the other things we don't talk about
Right.
that you actually talked about in your book. And one of my favorite chapters, I think it's called "Do I Get My Black Card Now?"
Yes.
Do I get a black card now? It was hilarious, but it's some very candid moments and some very serious moments, and so I think it's a really well-rounded book um, for people to read. Not if you're considering moving to the United States, if you recently moved to the United States. It's just I think you covered all of the bases.
Yeah.
And like I said, you normally see books about food, books about family, and books about like entertainment and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
not really what it really was like to come and to move.
To break it down. Yeah, and I would say to answer the question, who's the book for? Um, I would start by saying, to I just want to add to what you just said that the Caribbean is more than white sandy beaches, a tourist spot, and food and music and an accent. Everybody does not sound like Sebastian. Not even Jamaicans, but let's not get into that. I would say the book is for Guyanese. I am Guyanese, and when I say Guyanese, I mean the country that was previously known as British Guyana is now Guyana. And not I think, I know that any Guyanese that reads the book, whether you're in the US, in any continent, including and also in Guyana, you will be able to relate to a lot of my stories, or at least if you grew up around my time. I talk about like, the shows we watched in Guyana. Like, does anybody remember Puddock? Like I mentioned that show. Like that's something that a show that I still remember today. My family and I would talk about. I also so it's for Guyanese. It's for I believe any of my West Indian brothers and sisters will be able to connect. I do talk about food and music from my perspective. It is for any immigrant, whether you're migrating from Guyana or the West Indies to America or England or Canada, wherever you're migrating from. Honestly, if you're moving from one state to another within the United States or within, you know, one country, anytime you have to like change homes, like moving is a hassle. And having to make new friends and make a new community, that's a process. So I think that even that community would be able to connect with the book. Let's see. So any migrant, any West Indian person, people like you, Lakeisha, who are Americans with immigrant friends and family, or yeah, friends and family, because there are a lot of um, multicultural marriages and unions, and this is something we have to talk about. It's more than, oh, I understand your language. It's more than, oh, I like that food too. But it's, why do you soak your chicken? Guys, I went into how to properly season meat, and washing chicken is inappropriate. But anyway, um, yeah, like why do we do those things? And it Keith and I have a lot of those conversations, not just the how, but the why. And just having
Absolutely.
those conversations is more than, this is our independence, our carnival. It's, I remember the nostalgia of buying honey roasted nuts from Stabrook Market. Like it's those moments that you can't take back, or doing homework in candlelight during a blackout night because your math teacher, hi Miss Wilson, does not care if you had blackout last night. You have exams coming up. And those are things that Guyanese can relate to, but those are things that a lot of people can relate to, mostly people with countries that still get a lot of blackout. But yeah.
Absolutely.
And then all
Absolutely.
definitely first generation college students, first generation law students, people who failed the bar, failed any exam, or experienced any form of failure, which is everybody. So
Absolutely. So in short, what she said was the book is for everybody.
yes.
It's a great story. Um, and like I said, it's just well rounded. It hits all of the points. I'm sure that there's things that she didn't talk about that she can talk about in the next book.
Hmm.
10 years from now, when she's been a lawyer for another 10 years, and she's been in the United States for another 10 years, and probably by that time have children or, whatever your goals are with your husband. But,
Yeah.
um, it's just a great read. It's a great book. And even when you talk about food, I love trying food from different cultures.
Hmm.
Um, the flavor, some of it's too spicy, some of it's, it's a different flavor. And I'm just like, oh, this is great. Oh, okay, that must be an acquired taste. You get
Yeah.
all different things, but that's always fun. But as a result of your book, it's fostered more conversations with my friends who are from other countries, and we talk about more than just those surface things.
Yeah.
Food is always great, and food always brings people together or divides them. To wash a chicken or not to wash a chicken. So wash it, soak it, bake it, broil it, whatever you want to do. It always brings you together, or it'll divide you. So even down to different ways that we wash clothes, or
Yes.
different things we may do, how we take care of our bodies, especially as women. I had a friend from Jamaica, and she was like, "Oh, you don't do this?" And I'm like, no, I don't do that. And she was like, my mother taught me that you do this. And I'm like,
Right.
well, my mother taught me that I do this, but it's neither is wrong. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
the cultural difference. That's all. So,
Yeah, and like
um,
washing, like you mentioned, like washing clothes, and I don't remember if I mentioned in the book or not, but like I think I did. Being able to like make the scrooching sound when you wash clothes to a Guyanese girl, what? I'm a woman. But if you grew up only using washing machines, that would never be an accomplishment,
right,
and or being able to like my mom, like she would like clip the clothespins on her shirt. So like when she's hanging the clothes out, she doesn't have to like keep bringing all the clothespin basket with her. If you've never hung clothes out, you don't have no idea what I'm talking about. Or people listening that did have moms that hung clothes, or they did, they're like, yes, exactly. Or
right.
the stress to like pull all the clothes off the line before the rain falls. And rain falls, it's not raining, the rain was falling. But anyways.
I love it. I love it. So yes, I think anybody, like you said, anyone would enjoy reading this book. You already mentioned it a little bit, but talk a little more about the significance of this date, and talk about when you first when the plane landed. Like, what
Ooh.
were your emotions?
Oh my gosh. So I think we were right now either just landed or like in the long line of customs right now. But there was a lot of excitement. And then there was, can my phone service from Guyana quickly connect to the Wi-Fi to tell my grandparents that we're here? There was that. Ooh, mostly excitement, definitely nerve-wracking because any immigrant, whether it's your first time in this country or in another country or you come in to visit, you know that your suitcase does not only have clothes and toiletries. There's fish, there's fruit in there. There's wrappers from the curry and roti that your mom made on the plane because the food plane wasn't enough. And you have to get all of that through customs. And so there was like processing all of that and whose suitcase had the fish, that would be the problem. So then your mom is trying to like put you in front of the line so that you can go through first just in case you have. So it's like you're excited, you're in a new country, but then it's like, am I going to be turned back because we weren't supposed to have the fish? This is America. This is our first time here. What's going to happen? Um, and then there was joining the line of the non-citizen, non-green card holding people. Which, if you're from here or you're already established here, it's like, oh, you just go to the line, you do you flash your passport or whatever it is, and you're good to go. But when you come as a non-American, and for us, it was our first time, so it wasn't just landing; it was them getting our ID into the system. So we had to do the fingerprinting, we had to get our eyes scanned, we had to do all of that. And that was the first time we were experiencing this. Like, I'm 17, my sister's 15. Mommy, I forgot your age at the time. But there was a lot of emotions. And then by the time we got out of customs, it took us like 2 hours to get through customs. And then we got outside and it was freezing. So it was nervous, excited, and then frigid. It was 65 degrees, but that was ridiculously cold. And no one warned us. Like, when my grandparents came, like, but it's a warm day. The sun is out. Like, no, it's cold. So they had to get us like winter jackets because the coldest we probably experienced was like maybe 75 degrees. Maybe. Yeah. So it's all those emotions.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I probably never stood in customs line that long before.
Yeah.
I've gone through you know, um, the kind of frustration, irritation, agitation of thinking, oh, am I going to have to turn back? Am I,
Yeah.
never experienced that. So I'm sure that it's something that, you'll forever remember. And I know that you talked about it, in the book as well. But so I'm super excited. Like, I feel like this is my baby too because we
We
worked
did
on it
it.
together.
Yes. It's
And
been what,
we
like 6 months?
yeah, we just kind of pushed and made sure. I really wanted to make sure you met this date because it was a significant date.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited for you. Again, if you're watching, go and share this video. Even if you share it now and you just came on, the replay will be live and people can go back and watch it. um, and go to Amazon now. You can grab a copy of the book. If you're a Prime member, you might get it tomorrow. But if you're just a regular Amazon member, you probably will get it in the next week or so. Um, we're really excited. We want to support this young lady, and we want her book to go far and do great things and impact, not just Americans like me who are ignorant, if you will, to the rigors and the stressors that individuals who immigrate into this country experience, but also so you can better understand, like you said, your family, your friends, your coworkers, even if they bring a dish into the office and it smells strongly, don't. I've had this happen. I've had this happen. Like,
Yeah,
don't,
me.
you know.
Sorry, that was my curry, guys.
No worries. Like, ask them to taste it. It probably would be the best tasting curry. My friend, um, she makes the best curry in the world, and
I
she
mean,
would
it
kill
depends on where
me.
she's
I was
from.
about to say she would kill me because I'm trying to think right now where she's from, and I cannot remember, but it'll come back
If
to
it's
me.
an Asian country, I'll secede. But if not,
I'm gonna have to. I cannot remember where she's from, but I remember um we had some things going on at church, in our household, and the church signed us up for a meal train.
uh-huh.
And she's one of my sisters from church, and she signed up to bring chicken curry. Let me tell
You
you
said it
something.
right. You said it right. Chicken curry, not curry chicken.
Yeah, see, I learned some things from her. And then I just was like, it's so flavorful. Now I've had it before. Different carryouts, different people
Because they
have made
probably
it.
only put curry powder in there, but they didn't put the garam masala and the jeera. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
And
they
it
didn't
was
soak their
just so
chicken.
flavorful. And I just was like, oh my gosh. And then she made another chicken dish. And I just was like, I know I believe she identifies as Caribbean American.
She might
Um,
be Trinidad.
You know what? Yes, yes, I think so.
They're great too.
I think so, but um, so just being
I'm
able
kidding. I have
to
a lot of Trinidadian family or friends, like blood family. So yeah, yeah, they're awesome.
absolutely,
I'm just like playing around, but honestly, like, as Caribbean people, we're all brothers and sisters. It doesn't even matter.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
I would say like in addition to just to add like yes, please get the book, guys. But most importantly, not just read it, but I really hope that it starts new dialogues or just helps increase thinking because that would make me happy. It's not just about like, oh, I got these many sales. It's like about how many, like, how did it change? Or honestly, if you disagree with something I said, I would love to hear that too. Because it's also an opportunity for me to learn. But just I really hope that it starts a lot of new dialogues or just dialogue in general. Yeah,
absolutely, and that's exactly where I was headed because that's what it's done for me. Even with
yeah,
my brother-in-law who's from South Africa, we always have dialogue all the time, and when he cooks, it's different than when we cook. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So it's always dialogue about food, of course,
Hmm.
but different things growing up. We're close in age, that
Hmm.
type of thing. So, like you said, shows that you would watch
Yeah.
are different ways that you do things. It definitely has sparked dialogue for us.
Yay!
And it definitely has sparked dialogue with my friends who are from different countries because I do have a lot of friends from different countries because like I said, I went to an international school. So
Hmm.
it was only right that I have all of
Yeah.
these friends from Jordan and South Africa
Yeah.
and all these different places. So I definitely think that it will absolutely spark conversation, debate,
Yes.
heated debates over drinks and over food, and
Yes.
I definitely think so. Like we probably would have to do some conversation cards or something to go along with the book because
That would
it's
be
just
awesome.
it will really will spark conversation, and even for people who are dating someone from a different country, like how do you prepare to meet their parents?
Ooh.
What kind of customs, like that type of thing, because you could go to meet their parents and do something that they don't do in their culture,
I
and it's
should have
then
Keith write a
deemed
book about that.
right. Absolutely. Absolutely, because it's I've dated African men before,
Hmm.
and it's certain things. I remember the way one of them greeted my dad, and
Yeah.
my dad was just kind of like, I was like, Dad, just go with it. Just go with it. It's a part of their
Yeah.
culture. Just it's okay.
Yeah.
Just so even that could be
Hmm.
maybe that's your next book. You and him will write a book.
Yeah.
Maybe
Man,
that's the next
we'll
one.
talk. That would be hilarious.
I'm
That
sure
would
there'll
be.
be a lot of funny stories in there.
Yes.
I'm sure there will be a lot of funny stories.
Oh
So
my gosh.
absolutely. Well, again, everyone, we are here with this first time author. She has her book today. It's live on Amazon today. The link is in the bio. I'm sorry, link in the bio. Um, the link is in the comments. It's also scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Um, Again, go and grab a copy of this conversation starter. Go and grab a copy so you can read her amazing story, or the start of it anyway.
Yeah.
This is just the start of her amazing story. Um, Shout out to our editor, Ray Williams, for doing such an amazing job on the
Yeah.
book. Shout out to our cover designer and creative strategist, Latricia C. Bailey, for designing the cover for the book. And, you
And
know,
shout out to you for all the amazing work that you did and putting up with all my random questions like 5 o'clock in the morning when I woke up or 11 o'clock at night.
no worries. Writing a book is definitely a journey. There's a
Yeah.
lot of questions, and that's why um, the VTF group and the Vision to Fruition Publishing House is here to help, help along the way.
Yeah.
And so, again, I'm super excited. I wish you nothing but the best. We still have some things to do and to
Yeah.
plan. And I want you all to definitely go and like and follow. Her page, on Facebook. Tell them how they can, what your Facebook page is. I will try to look it up real quick so I can put it in the
Yeah. So
comments.
my Facebook name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my first name, last name, Vanya Legall, and
Okay,
then
perfect.
on Instagram, my handle is at legally Vidar. So LEGALLY V and then DAR.
Okay,
Yes. And I'll be
perfect.
sure to post the Amazon link on Facebook, Instagram, and also WhatsApp so that everyone can get it.
Absolutely. So I
Thank
just
you guys.
I just linked her Facebook page there in the comments. I've also posted the Amazon link there. That's also a way that you can get in touch with her through her Facebook. If you have questions or if you want to invite her out to talk to a group of teenagers who just came here from a different country, I'm sure that she will oblige
That would
for
be
a fee,
awesome.
of course. But I'm sure she will oblige and come and talk to them about migrating here at a young age as well. So I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
There's nothing but opportunity available for you right now in your career and with publishing this book. You're a published author and a lawyer. Who'd have thunk it?
Well, if
So
my parents were here, they would be like, well, I already knew from the time she was born. She was
like every parent, right? They
right.
always want to take the credit and say it was from the day you came out. I knew you were
I
going to be a
knew
lawyer.
something was different. My mom did say it. She's
Absolutely.
like, you could be a lawyer. But yeah, no, this is definitely exciting. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, and hard work does pay off. So hopefully this sparks at least 10 more young women, immigrants, regardless of what country you're coming from, to do similar things or just do embark on your journey. It doesn't mean you have to be a lawyer, it doesn't mean you have to be an author. Whatever your journey is, whatever your calling is, like just embark on it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Yay. So you just gave,
yay.
I was going to ask you to leave some words of wisdom as we close, and you absolutely just did. So thank you so much again. If you're watching, share it. If for somebody else who comes on later or comes across my page, her page, or the business page, you'll be able to see the recording and still go out and purchase a copy and share it, purchase, start the conversation
Yes.
that needs to be started and that needs to be sparked even the more right now. So thank you so much for joining me today. Congratulations to you again.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all again soon.
Yes.
All right.
All
Have a
right.
good one.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.